I am very pleased to join in support of this resolution. Indeed, I was a prime co-sponsor. The main sponsor is our colleague from California, Mr. Miller, who comes to Congress with a distinguished record himself in building homes. But those who argue that housing prices are now at the point of a bubble seem to me to be missing a very important point. Unlike previous examples we have had, where substantial excessive inflation of prices later caused some problems, we are talking here about an entity, home ownership, homes, where there is not the degree of leverage that we have seen elsewhere. This is not the dot-com situation. We have problems with people having invested in business plans for which there was no reality, and people building fiber optic cable for which there was no need. Homes that are occupied may see an ebb and flow in the price at a certain percentage level, but you're not going to see the collapse that you see when people talk about a bubble. And so those of us on our committee in particular will continue to push for home ownership. One of my biggest differences with the Bush administration, even with the Clinton administration, was that they overdid that. I have always been critical of this effort to equate a decent home with home ownership. I think we should have been doing more to provide rental housing. My efforts have been to try and get affordable rental housing. I was very much in disagreement with this push into home ownership.
Barney Frank on a bank board.
There's something that sounds a little bit funny about it, right? This is the guy that is half the namesake behind Todd-Frank, the landmark legislation that was the government regulatory crackdown on the financial sector in the wake of the crisis, is now 2 years out of Congress, joining a bank. So he is joining the bank, Signature Bank. He's going to join the board. He says he likes the model of this bank because it doesn't get into fancy exotic derivatives and credit default swaps. What it does mostly is lend to private banks. As for how much he's going to make, according to Crain's New York, board members get about $60,000 a year. Plus, he's going to get about $200,000 worth of stock. That's not going